everyone.
Welcome back.
We're your hosts. I'm Khalid, but you can call me KK.
And I'm Leah, and this is
As we go. Today, we are talking about aging, the process, the mental.
The tax on us, like
Yes.
how we're feeling. We're going to get really honest about how we're feeling, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to break it down for you.
Yeah, because if you guys been following along, next year we both enter a new stage, a new chapter in our life.
A new decade.
A new decade.
And let me tell you, our 20s were fun.
One.
And we still got so much more to go. You know what I mean? Like, we really do.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. But yeah, the 20s. The
sun is setting on our 20s.
For sure. But rising on the 30s as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so that's what this season is really about. But this episode, we're diving a little more specifically towards the process and how we feel about, what's going on. And
exactly.
What we've learned.
So, do you want to go first? How do you feel? Like, how you feeling about,
turning 30? It's a mix. Like, part of me feels a little bit of angst because it's like, you got to mature more. You want to evolve. You want to make sure you keep evolving. But then there's also like mourning. I don't want to say mourning, the youth, but that's really what that feeling is. It's just like, getting further from the youth.
That sounds so hard when you say that. I hate hearing you say that.
I know. I hate saying it. But it's the truth. That's the feeling. Yeah. What about you?
I'm really, at the moment, I'm okay with aging and everything. I had my big old breakdown. Maybe I did talk about that already on here. I don't remember, but I had my breakdown about turning 30 and everything. Mm-hmm. And I feel really good now. Like, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I feel like I'm doing more things now as I get older that brings me joy, which makes me just feel youthful because it does bring me the joy. So it kind of just feels like just an age, really, it's like turning 27 or turning 28 or turning 29. It doesn't, maybe I'm not 29 yet. So, maybe it'll kick in then. But as of right now, it just feels like just another year, like 29 plus 1.
Right.
2910. That's wrong. I'm turning 2910. I mean, 2010. Turning 2010. Whatever. 29 plus 1.
Yeah, that is what it is, but it's also like you said, a new decade. It's a whole new, I don't know. It just feels different. Probably because it's been made to be such a thing.
What's the scariest part to you about turning 30?
I would say the aging, the aging of it.
Like what part of aging? Like, just the fact that you're going to be 30, like the way that your body's going to be treating you, the way your face is going to look.
Like it's more so the body, how the body changes.
The physical appearance of the aging. That's my biggest thing too. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little vain. I'm not vain, but I am. Like, I feel like I love the way I look, and it's kind of scary to think that I'm not always gonna look this way.
Yeah, but
that sounds.
Yeah, because it's like you never know what you can evolve to. But I mean, do you feel like? How do you feel about when you were a teenager versus now?
I look the same since I was in diapers.
Do you feel? Has your the way you feel about how you look been consistent though?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like all my biggest insecurities, they're probably still my biggest insecurity. You know what I mean? Like and the things I've always loved about myself, I still love about myself. Yeah, I think my image of myself has been pretty consistent over all the years.
I feel like I've been paying attention to mine a little more recently.
Paying attention to your body?
Yeah, my body, I wouldn't say like more recently, but the past few years, definitely. Like,
what do you mean paying attention to it? Like, okay.
Appreciating it.
Okay, definitely.
It was never like I was super insecure about like my body or anything, but it wasn't like anything I really thought was like something to appreciate, I guess, in a way. Or I never thought of it in that way.
Okay. I think in a time where like I probably really could have felt down about my body. I was running a lot and working out a lot, so I was like so amazed with my body of how much it could actually like withstand and how much it could go. So I think that probably helped not let me fall down the rabbit hole of, oh, this looks this, I wish I could do this or do that. Like, so I don't know. I think that probably helped my appreciation growing up for it, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I would guess the same way with dance, but it was more so I just like to do it. So it was like, that's what I'm going to do.
Right.
And then with drama club, it's so incorporated with all the other aspects of like acting and singing and stuff. So I never really looked at it as like, this is a talent that I have, or this is like,
yeah, your body doing something for you.
Yeah.
But so, okay, so if you've never really had an image, like, you know, that bad, why do you feel like aging is so, like, what's so wrong about physically
Probably
changing?
Because now that I'm paying attention to it, it's like...
Are you noticing your body aging?
No, not that I'm noticing it aging it, but I've been appreciating my body, like, more recently than I have, like, when I was younger. So now it's like if I can go back and tell myself something, I'd tell myself to appreciate myself and appreciate my body more. So it's like
But why is that your fear of aging then?
Because it's like, how much more time do I have of that? Like, there's so much time that I feel was wasted not appreciating my body that way. But
you can always appreciate your body, you know, and even as we're getting older, there's still so much that you can appreciate about it and new things that you can be able to do. And
I don't know, because the way I twisted my ankle last month,
I do crack a little bit more than I used to.
Yeah,
but my knees always crack. My knees been cracking. I used to like pop my knees out of socket when I was little, and so they crack. My fingers crack too. There's one more thing that cracks, but I'm not going to tell you guys. No. Now you know what it is.
What? Oh.
Remember?
They want to know.
Let me see if I can do it. Did you hear it?
It sounds like a heartbeat. Oh. Down below, like, see if you can guess what that is.
What could it have been? Like,
I don't know. I don't think I would have guessed, like.
Okay.
But then again, I don't know.
I think I didn't even move anything.
You did, though.
I mean, yeah, but like, it's like, what else could she have been moving?
Yeah, so stuff like that. Or like, not even that. I was dancing one time, and it wasn't like I even dipped down. I think I just like picked my leg up, and maybe I did it too fast. But like, I ended up getting this sharp pain in my knee. And I was like, ooh, and it was there for like the next 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? And everybody's like, aging, you're getting older. Like,
honestly, after that happened, I was a little nervous to be sleeping on the ground at Coachella.
Yeah.
And you know, when Anthony went, he was messed up from laying on the ground. And you know, I'm getting a little older now, even though I've already done it. But yeah, I was a little nervous, but I felt fine. See, I ain't that old.
It's that, and then like, you don't want to damage your body.
No, for sure.
Kind of like, but moments like that, it's also like, you know, you don't want to.
But you also got to make sure you're constantly using your body, because, you know, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
That's what they say.
And if you just never, you know, stop rumbling, tumbling, somersaulting, then you're never going to lose it. But if you just start sitting down all the time, you're going to get stiff. You ain't going to be doing that.
You can't have that.
I know. That's all I do for work is just sit there. I don't even go to bed sometimes. I just...
It's so convenient. I mean, I be dancing all throughout the day. Like, going to especially when we're at the store. I don't know what it is about stores. It just
The
the
aisle.
perfect place to dance. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so I feel like I should tell. Did I ever tell that story about when I went blind? I feel like I
No.
might have. I didn't.
If not the if not the this like as we return episode, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, if I said the story already, then I apologize. Or maybe you guys want to hear it again. I don't know. So I was really, really anxious about aging. Like, this was last summer? I was having my golden birthday when I was turning 28 on the 28th. So it was that summer. So I was like, oh, I'm so happy I'm 28. Then it's like after that, it's like, okay, it's my golden birthday. Then what? 30? Like, what's next? So I was a little freaked out about it. And then I swear I think we told the story actually now that I'm saying it again. But maybe I just told these people a lot recently. So we were out in. No, I know we told this.
Yeah, we're in Geneva.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I think you probably
it definitely
just
was.
this.
It was definitely that as we return.
Okay. It sounded way too familiar.
Yeah.
So I'll just recap it real quick.
No, I was gonna tell them to check out the episode.
Oh, okay, that works too.
If you want to hear the full story about the time she went blind, check out As We Return, season 2.
Perfect. So I was gonna say, if you have any nice stories about how maybe shift your mindset in a good or bad way. Like, I know a lot of times you've been asking people what 30's like, and they always give you that same answer. So something like, even if you want to say that one or anything like that, the kind of, you had one vision of 30, and then you heard something or you heard a story, and then now this is your new outlook on it.
30 or aging in general? Okay, so I would say with aging in general, I met this man who was in his 80s when I was in Mexico. And when he told us how old he was, everyone was so gagged because
You asked me where you live.
what?
You have the sugar scrub on your lip. I was trying to get you to get it.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I don't
tried so hard. Like, what is he ignoring that? What does he think I'm doing?
I didn't know what you were doing. I don't know if the
Sorry.
sugar scrub.
Why is she
lip
flirting
scrub.
with me?
Okay. Like, lady. I like boys. I'm not gonna lie, I like men.
That's my mating call. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You met an 80-year-old in Mexico.
Yes, I met an 80-year-old in Mexico. He looked amazing, and everyone was so gagged when he told us how old he was. And he said he lived a happy life, and it felt that simple.
Yeah,
You know,
I truly believe that. I've definitely have been in Vegas. Remember, I think the first year we went, weren't we partying with the old man in Vegas at Hakkasan? I'm pretty sure.
Was that the first year?
I'm pretty sure. It was the first year, and he was there, and he was I think he was wearing his wife's shirt or something.
I think that's starting to sound familiar.
Yeah, and he was just having the time of his life. He's probably on my Snapchat somewhere for real.
That does sound familiar.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
Who says aging has to stop anything? So how about some of the common misconceptions or just misconceptions that you had about aging or turning 30 in general? Just, something that you thought was going to be like this. Or, you know what? Even better, what did you think your life was going to look like? Let's say when you're graduating high school and someone's like, okay, Khalid, you just turned 29, you're about to be 30. What's going on? And then, to answer that first and then tell me why or why not you think where you are now is better or worse.
That's kind of tough because I used to hate when people would ask me, like, what do you want to do in the next 10 years? Maybe not 5, but 10 years and stuff like that. Or where do you see yourself? Because for me, I was always like, it's really up. You know what I mean? Because I'm so inspired by so many different things and I'm interested in so many different things. So I was like, I know I'm going to be doing something that has to do with music, acting, or media.
So what did you think? You'd think you'd be an actor? Did you think you'd be, you know, touring with the Jonas Brothers? Like, what did you see? Like,
That's the thing. I didn't really see anything. It was just like, these are the things that I like to do, and I really hope that I'm
something
still
worked
just
out.
doing it.
Okay.
But where I am now, I don't. I'm about to say I didn't expect for me to my life to be how it is, but I didn't have any expectations, to be
Okay.
honest. But I will say, like, I'm very just like so happy that my life is unfolded like this.
Yeah.
Because the things that I've got to experience, you know, it's like
Yeah.
just pure magic. Pure magic.
So in 8th grade, when you wrote in that book about where you'd be at in 10 years, what did you say?
I was thinking about that book earlier when we first got into the studio.
I was too. I should have said it.
I wish I would have brought it.
It's like when I was putting this stuff right here on this table is when I was like, dang it, I should have got that book.
That is hilarious. Check out our Instagram. Maybe we'll like go through it. That'd be a cool reel.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
We could share with you guys.
That'd be cute.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed, but I put like I would have like a whole bunch of albums out. I'll be doing movies and stuff.
That's not embarrassing. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
That is funny.
There's nothing embarrassing about that.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know why, but I cringe at that. Probably because now I'm like,
I was supposed to be in the military.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have been 10 years in the military by now.
You put that in your.
I was supposed to make a career out of the military, 20 years and be done.
In the 8th grade, that was like, oh I
was gonna go through school with the military. I was gonna become a doctor.
That's hard.
Yeah, I had a plan in 8th grade. I don't know what happened.
Do you feel like it's better?
No. Now? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I like the freedom that I have. I couldn't imagine being just as much structured as the military or as a doctor requires, you know. Not saying that there's no structure in my life or anything, but just being able to just do what I want. Like, if I was I guess I could definitely, but when actually, I was gonna say, I guess I could go out overseas and for 6 months. It would have worked out either way. You know what I mean? Honestly, what I really wanted, I didn't realize was, just to be able to travel and see the world. So, it worked out either way, and I'm happy with I am. I'm happy.
That's right. I guess,
so grateful.
Yeah. Basically, same, like, doing media, music, like, I still write. Good to teach dance classes in freaking Germany and Mexico.
Yeah.
So, now that you said that, it kind of, like, puts that in perspective. So
for sure. Like, you knew, you just didn't know.
Yeah. And I filmed them.
Yeah. No, literally. You are an actor.
Ago. Yeah.
You do have records out.
I definitely, that's crazy.
Look at you.
Well, you can catch me in July. We'll be touring in July.
Definitely. All across the Caribbean.
All across. It's going to be real lit. We're calling it the Mardi Gras tour.
Okay. One thing that I did think that was going to be happening by 30 is I thought I was going to be married. And I thought I was going to have a nice little bunch of kids and live on a nice big house and have a man that came home to me every night.
Definitely thought. Man, by now. You got a kid.
I definitely got a kid.
You definitely got a kid.
Okay. And I'm glad because I'd be like, I think if I didn't have a kid like then, I'd be like, dang, I'm about to be 30. I don't have a kid. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like, I always knew I wanted a kid. You know what I mean? I thought I wanted a lot of kids. So I just feel like if I didn't have a kid yet, then I'd be like, damn.
Did you have like a specific age that you kind of wanted?
Well, I wanted a lot of kids, so I knew I had to start kind of early.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted like a football team.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'm about to say that changed. No?
Yeah, it changed. What I look like now with 12 kids?
You with 12 kids. It's never too late. Aging is beautiful. Well, never mind.
I mean, if I had a great husband who wanted 12 kids, and like I really felt like this man deserves 12 kids,
he gonna get 12 kids.
He might get 12 kids.
Okay. 8 at the least.
How many you want, baby? You gotta be a great man, bro. I'm telling you, you gotta be so good. My whole pregnancy, I'm not stepping foot. He's carrying me everywhere. Like, I'm his baby until this baby gets here.
Legs.
Huh?
Forget how to use your legs.
What legs? I'm on his back. I haven't used my legs in 9 months. As soon as the baby comes out, I'm gonna fall.
Kids. A lot to think about.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna have to have like multiples at a time, like instead of twins.
Yeah.
Maybe surrogacy.
Yeah.
You said, "Girl, your body."
Your body, for sure.
So, anything else you thought would happen, or maybe your life would be like by 30? That could still happen.
That could still happen.
Okay, he got like what?
Me having months? A man, but I did say.
Yeah, say that. Say that.
I did say that I was just gonna, ride it out, ride the rest of my 20s out single.
What does that mean?
That means that. Okay, this is how I explained it. How I made it make sense to me, right? Like I've been single this long, and yeah, I've been single this long. And I feel like to be in a committed relationship, there's a lot of consideration that you need to have for your significant other, especially if it's going to be a serious relationship. I mean, you're planning on actually building a life together.
Right, for sure.
So, since I've, come this far, I'm like, all the consideration is going to go towards me. Especially because I didn't appreciate that or really have that kind of.
Have you ever gave someone that consideration?
No.
Truthfully, no.
No, but I don't feel like I've given it to myself that much until like recently.
So what happens if you meet like a really good guy?
I'm open to dating. I'm open to exclusively dating.
Okay, so what does that mean? What do you mean by not what do you mean then? Like, what's the difference between exclusively dating versus what you don't want?
What do you mean?
Like you said, I'm not getting into a serious relationship. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So what's the difference between an exclusive relationship and a serious relationship?
The amount of consideration. So it's like when it comes to making plans and things that I want to do, like
I don't know. Okay, so like you just don't want to feel like you have to consider that person for everything, for what you're doing.
That sounds crazy because I feel like naturally I probably would.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if you're being exclusive with a person,
dramatic for real.
I think if you're being exclusive with a person, it's like, I mean, you probably are considering that person a little bit.
Just a little bit, but like
he's not making a good cause for his next boyfriend.
No, but he's gotta catch me.
This episode is how to stay single forever.
No, I turned 30 in less than 12 months.
How to stay single for 11 months.
Yeah, if they can't handle that.
Okay.
You feel me? Yeah, so it's not like I'm really just being dramatic, want to take a stand for something.
No, because I for a second I was like I'm gonna be on board with that. I like that. Like, yeah, I'm staying single. I'm not, and I'm like, you know what? Like, why am I blocking my blessing? Okay, like
I just wanted to be a rebel without a cause.
Let me just live my life and see what happens.
Yeah, but
no exclusivity until
yeah,
until they proved it worth it.
I'm gone this far. So it's like, and I kind of want to wild out a bit. Just a little bit.
Because you haven't done that enough in your 20s.
Yeah.
I'm just
kidding.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Not really kidding, because we definitely have wild out a little bit in our 20s.
No, you said a little. But, no, honestly, because I'm excited. I sometimes daydream or like fantasize about being way older, but like when I was 20-something.
Wait till my tell all.
Yeah. The 20s. Like 30s is going to be as up, but with
Do you think you're going to be as crazy in your 30s? Like, do you think you're going to have as many,
I don't think so, because like right now I don't feel like how I was at the beginning.
Of your 20s?
Of the 20s. So I feel like I phased.
I was like, my beginning of my 20s. Yeah, I was like, my beginning of my 20s, I feel like I was pretty good for a while,
but
too.
But the mid-20s, it was
the mid-20s were up.
It was up.
The mid-20s were up. I wasn't a little kid no more.
So who knows? Because also, I feel like, I say our 30s, like, we're entering our Sex and the City era. And
I don't know about that.
Real. It was up for them.
It was real. I don't know if I want it to be that up. I don't want it to be that up.
Charlotte got married. So. But then again, yeah.
I haven't watched all of them. But,
it was a
I don't know. I mean,
thing to do.
What do you want your I mean, okay, early 30s, I expect it to be, like, from like, 30 to, like, 32, I expect it to be pretty much how it is now, just, maybe building a stronger foundation. 33, 34, 35. Now I'm 30s.
Yeah.
That, I don't really know how that's looking yet.
You said 35? No, now you're 40. Like,
shut the
But that's how people have been treating me lately. Like, you're 30. I'm like, whoa.
I feel like that's where maybe I should be, like, engaged or married. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's looking a little bit more likely. But I don't know. I could get married. I'm about
to say, don't you have like a 12-month plan?
I would say if I really want to, I do have a pact with a friend, so I could be engaged on my birthday next year.
Oh my gosh. Maybe you should comment down below if she should follow through.
No, for sure, because I've been thinking about it.
All right, so entering our 30s, what are some things that, like, you want to bring with you, or, like, things that you've learned, certain beliefs that's,
I would really like to get my discipline. I know you said to keep, but I did have discipline in my 20s, Before I moved, I did have that discipline. So I could just get that back and take that in there, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd be happy there. And I guess just like the sense of just like not, like, I don't want to say this and it sounds like I'm a try hard, but like not trying as hard in terms of like friendships and relationships and stuff like that. Just like I never was the person like force things, but I guess like maybe like overthink things.
Yeah.
And I feel like lately I've been really good at just like letting it flow. Like whatever happens, whatever I say. Like, you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Right people are going to flow to you. The wrong people will repel. And just to kind of keep that going forward. And my my gut, my intuition, and hopefully leaning more into that, because there hasn't been many times in my life that I don't think where my gut has, steered me wrong.
Yeah.
And just recognizing it more and taking it with me, I guess. How about you?
Same thing.
Ditto. Okay, bye.
No, I would say, no, literally, I would say the same thing. Because I feel like lately I've not been caring. Like you said, I said what I said. I am who I am, and I feel so confident and like secure in that. And I'm open to changing. Like I'm open to evolving. So it's been easier to accept. Like I've gone through enough changes in life to be like, all right,
this is me.
Yeah, the main parts of myself I know.
Yeah.
I know who I am to other people in my life, and I'm proud of that. That's something that I can be like, okay, I can stand on. So everything else is like, it's just, I'm like, life is cool. It's a nice little ride. You feel me? So hopefully, like that mindset of just staying secure in who I am.
Okay. Now, can I ask you 5 quick questions about aging?
Oh, please.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Let's see if I can come up with 5 real quick. Okay, 1.
Yeah. Okay, 1.
Oh, I thought you said, wait a minute.
No.
Okay, 1. So with one of your biggest, fears being like the physical aspect of it, would you get any type of cosmetic surgeries or Botox or facelifts, anything like that?
I hate needles, unless it's a tattoo gun. But I don't know. I definitely for one like little moment thought of like tighten this up a bit. But honestly, probably not.
Okay.
Probably not, because I feel like there's enough remedies and natural ways to
For sure
go about it.
Okay. Have you, second question, and then I'll move away from the physical aspect of it. Have you noticed any like physical looking aging things yet that you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be my insecurity, or is it something that, not to have to make you bring that to the forefront, but just curiosity, because I can tell you mine.
Not really. I don't think so.
No.
But that probably comes from, like I said, like just now, or like the past few years, recently, like appreciating myself. So it's like,
okay,
it hasn't changed too much from like when I'm like, okay, I really like my body in these.
Okay, I'll say mine's my under eyes. I feel like I got like dark little bags, like just you can just tell my age more in my eyes. So that's mine. But yeah. Okay. 3. If you could either skip your 30s and go to 40 or go back to 10.
Go back to 10? Do I get to keep all of my knowledge?
So
wisdom.
You get to keep all of your knowledge, but you're going to skip your 30s either way. So you're either going to live the next 10 years as a 40-year-old and then be 40 again, or you're going to live your next 10 years as a 10 to
like redoing it?
10 to 20.
It's like a redo?
No. Well, yeah, a redo for sure.
Like a redo.
From 10 to 20, and then as soon as you're 20, you're going to be 40. You're not going to have 30s at all.
Okay, but how would that work?
I don't know. I think I was going to these questions in 3 seconds. Just answer it.
Either way, I'm skipping 30.
Either way, it's skipping 30.
Well, shit, I might as well like
go back to 10. Not have to pay bills.
Dead ass, like, hold on, I can make some shit.
Oh shoot! And if you have your knowledge and
and
you know what? Never mind. Okay, that's 3. Okay, 4.
Bitcoin and OnlyFans. It's 2 up.
Okay, 4. Okay. How do you think parental warning? If you're, not of the right age, just turn it off for the next 5 minutes.
If you're not what?
Of the right age.
Okay.
It's not that bad, but how do you feel like sex in your 30s will compare to sex in your 20s?
Oh my gosh. I've never thought of that.
Have
you thought about this right now?
No, I haven't. Like I said, I think 30 to 32 is, that's going to be the same.
If anything, I would say sex might get better. Because I would say I'm more confident. And I feel like experience and confidence definitely help. And knowing what you want.
For
knowing
sure.
What you're like, knowing what you're into.
I remember there was this old show on, it was old people pranking people. I think Betty White was the host of it actually. And I remember they're at the airport and these old people were talking on the phone loudly so people could overhear them. And they're talking about sleeping with younger guys and they're like, what they lack in experience, they pick up in stamina or something like that. And I'm just it was funny.
That is wild. How do you feel about younger guys?
I'm not into younger guys. Yeah. I've never been into younger guys. I remember when I was younger and there was this guy that I talked to on and off throughout my life, when I was younger. And he's 2-3 days younger than me. And when
days or years?
Days? Did I say years?
I don't know. I didn't know.
Oh, okay. 2 or 3 days younger than me, and back then I was that's so weird. What the fuck? Why would I mess with someone who's younger than me? But I was in high school, and I ended up messing with him anyway. So,
so you aren't a younger guy.
The youngest person I've ever messed with probably was 1 year younger than me. I don't think I've ever.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever messed with someone even 2 years younger than me for sure.
Lately, it's been.
That was my 5th question. it's not really about you aging, but what's the oldest age that you have and would get with? What? Is that too personal?
Okay, because we have to, we don't have more questions to really answer the question. When you say, like, been with,
Okay, we'll keep it simple.
the age
And
they told
we'll
me,
say, oh. Oh, wait a minute. I was gonna say, okay.
because I feel like that doesn't count.
Okay. Yeah, and you don't want to put that out there in case, or you could put out there and you hear it, you're like, yeah, I actually know. If they hear this.
Well, it's not like many people have lied to me about it. Well, I guess he would know that.
They dang answer.
Okay. I would say 42.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say that the oldest person I've ever met was like 6 years older than me, but how do you think this is bad that I'm saying how do you think someone was? Or do you remember how old? He's probably older than that.
Who? I think it was like mid-30s. So probably like just around 10 years. No more than 10 years older than us. My guess would be like 7.
I could probably pull it up real quick.
So would that be the oldest?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
So somebody like 20 years, about 20 years older than me.
Okay. What's
Oh, no. No. It'd be 18 years because I remember doing it. We were out at lunch and when he told me his age, I was like, oh, that's the age between my parents. And he was just like looking at me and I was like, oh, sorry.
I think we should take this part out of the thinking because I'm thinking now and I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Funny. But why? I mean, I know why you gagged like that, but I don't know how old they are or how much older.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I mean, you would, but this isn't what you're thinking. This isn't the one you're thinking for sure. Not that I've messed with a lot of older dudes because the person that you're thinking, like, what did I do with that person?
Oh, I thought we were talking about dating.
Well, yeah, I was, but I was like, okay, but I was thinking of like,
everything?
No, definitely not everything. Definitely not everything. Definitely not everything. I was just thinking of like something a little. Okay, I guess I definitely should have counted that one. I like to think things weren't as serious as they were. Anyway, the oldest I would probably actually when we were just talking about this when we were out last weekend.
You didn't answer. I gave the answer. It's your turn.
I said 6 or 7 years older than me.
Obviously, that's not true.
I don't know how old that person was.
Rough.
I have no idea. I wonder if I could look up if his age is on Facebook. We're not friends, but can't you still see how old they are?
I don't know.
Should I check real quick?
The year.
I mean, I would guess in the 40s.
Okay, so like probably roughly the same.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna say 40s for yours, but you're making me say the real age for mine. That's wild.
He told me.
Well, this guy never told me anything, so he's 19.
100 years old. Now I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are some things you're leaving behind?
That's a good question. I am leaving behind. I'm hoping to leave behind my insecurities of talking. Like, not talking like here or with you, but like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, talking to people who like I'm not like 100% like me and myself with, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm trying to like leave that. Like, girl, be yourself no matter who you are. No matter, I mean, you know, read the room. Know your code switching. But still, like, just, I don't know, like, the girl, just talk. Just,
Aw,
yeah.
that's so cute. So did you like be more outgoing, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel that.
You?
I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty perfect right now. No, I'm joking.
Leave that big ass head of yours. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
See, that
That's
story
probably
you
what I
told in
could
the
do.
last episode. Absolutely insane. Maybe lack of consideration for myself. That's something I'll leave behind. Lack of consideration for myself.
Do you feel like you are considerate to others, or just not considerate at all? Like you just don't consider yourself, or you're too busy considering other people that's why you don't consider yourself, or there's just no consideration across the board. Like you just
I feel like a lot of the times I'll consider other people more than I consider myself.
okay.
So, yeah, just be more, hold myself more
Selfish.
accountable. Yeah, not even selfish, but self-full. Yeah, but just
I can never
more
get full of myself.
more accountability for like how I'm feeling and my emotional security. You know, I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, before we get into 30 for 30, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
Because we were talking about our transition from our 20s to our 30s.
Mm-hmm.
How was your transition from your teens to your 20s?
So my transition from my teens to my 20s was very like abrupt. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got pregnant at 19. So like I was pregnant. I had a baby at 19.
So it's like you turned 20 early.
I turned 20 and I was a mom. I was working. I was not, I don't know, I just kind of jumped into the 20s felt really like I was an adult. Like it wasn't like I was enjoying it. But it wasn't like I was like that free teenager still at 20 and 21, 22. It was like, no, now I'm a mom. So it was like, for a little bit, I was feeling like I was 30 or 40. You know what I mean? But, so yeah, that transition was pretty abrupt. How was yours?
I cried when I turned 20.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, wow.
It just felt like
Birthday blues?
kind of.
End of your youth?
Not end of youth, but it was definitely
I feel like you feel
a
like
transition.
you
But also
less carefree. Like you just kind of, you just feel like, damn, I'm not a teenager. Like that means I'm an adult. Like yes, you're already legally adult, but like I'm not even a teenager. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, so it's like it's just a big shift.
Yeah.
It's different. It just
Do you think,
especially how it's like built up as well.
right? Do you think this shift is bigger or that shift is bigger?
That's funny. I feel like that shift is more dramatic, but this one is more anchored and grounded.
See, mine feels opposite. But which makes sense because in my life really was changing, and this one just feels more like you're being dramatic. Like it's about to be you're about to be 20, like 29 and not 29. What did I say? 29 part 2. Like you know, it doesn't seem like, it just seems like a big dramatic, like, oh, you're 30 now, versus like you're 30, time to do blah blah blah.
Do you think it helped that I feel like you figured out a good way to balance, like you said, how you didn't feel at the beginning of your 20s, but now like how you get to experience that freedom. You get, you travel, you go to festivals.
I get the best of both worlds. I get that anchored at home life and that young, youthful, for sure.
Yeah. So
and I'm grateful for my 20s for helping me figure that out.
Do you feel like that that probably adds to why you're feeling that way towards your 30s? And not only that, your daughter's about to be 10, so she's more self-sufficient. So
exactly.
That's even more.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Even more likes for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say the question itself again. I'm sorry. Just like this. What are you asking me? Because I was about to say something and he said something about my being 10 and it threw me off.
Oh my bad.
You're asking me. Do I think that it made it easier since I
Oh yeah,
already did figure that stuff out?
yeah, or like you know, at the end of your teens, like you have that freedom. So now it's like, oh, even more freedom now, because you said it was more anchored back then, and now
I think it's better that I have the freedom now. I feel like if I would have been doing this stuff then, it wouldn't have been as fun. Like even like you're younger and more carefree. Like I don't know, like doing this stuff now with a good head on my shoulder and money in the bank to do what I want to do. Like things are lit.
it feels safe.
It definitely feels safe.
It feels safe. More, you can control yourself more.
Yeah.
That's what
You can control your experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not relying on the experience to carry you, and what you do, but you still can you can shift. You can pick what you want to do. I guess I don't know.
I love that. That's one thing that I really like about, because like in high school, I didn't really drink. I didn't really start drinking until I was like 20, and even then, or even now, it's still like I don't really drink. Like I've had nights, of course, where it's like,
yes, he has
drank a little too much.
Yes, he has.
But for the most part,
I have too.
Yeah.
Don't give me shots anymore. Give me a mixed drink,
please. But yeah, but like for the most part, I feel like waiting a little longer, it definitely helped with control. I feel like, and like you said, the experience.
Oh, I did drink in high school.
Yeah,
I did drink in high school. I did do some things in high school, for sure. Yeah.
You're just acting wild.
Yeah, and then
you think you drank more then or now?
Okay. Not like these last 2 weeks have been an exception to how my life. This whole April has been an exception to how my life normally is, to be honest. I mean, in the terms of drinking.
Okay.
Like we literally just drank all weekend. My last 3 weekends I've been drunk, probably. Maybe not 3. Maybe the last 3 or 4.
Yeah, because you did.
Dreamville.
You just got back.
Yeah, I did Dreamville, and then I did Coachella, and then we just had that weekend last night for Brittany's birthday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's been up for you.
But for a point in high school, I was drinking every weekend as well. I wasn't getting like blacked out drunk, but we were drinking every weekend. Wow. Drinking and smoking and doing things we shouldn't have been doing.
Well, at least you made it here.
Hell yeah, I made it here. I wasn't doing that many things. I wasn't doing nothing crazy. Just a little. No. I've been drinking the bottle.
Yeah, girl, we know what you meant.
We used to have fight nights over there.
Fight nights?
That's what I'm saying. We were doing a little too much for us.
Yes. So one thing that I've learned in this 30 years, or what's about to be 30 years of life, is appreciate where you are in life, especially age. Aging is a beautiful thing, to get older, to keep evolving is beautiful. And even to be young, there's so much power and value in your youth. And people used to tell me that so much. And it used to kind of irritate me when they were like, oh, when I was younger, I thought this, and that, and then I became this, and that. And it's like, I can see, now I understand like some of the sentiments or the things that they were trying to teach me, for sure. But yeah, definitely like value the youth and where you are right now. Yeah. Because as young as you'll be.
Yeah. And it's a blessing each day to be that much older.
For sure. It's the oldest you've been.
Yeah.
The youngest you'll be.
Yeah, really. And I do have one thing before we wrap this up, just to kind of just kind of bring you down a little bit off your high horse. So you're 29, right?
Yep.
But do you know what that actually means?
Oh, here you go again.
It means
fun facts.
You're actually in your 30th year right now. Because when you turn 1, you just completed your first year, and now you're starting your second year. So when you turn 29, you just completed your 29th year.
No, that first year is year 0.
You're already in your mom's womb for 9 months. Now you need another whole thing before you're 0? No. That's not year 0. So so technically you are now in your 30th year already, you old ass man. I'm not. I'm still in my 20s.
Well.
Okay, hang it up.
You know what's coming up. Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Anyway.
This has been As We Age.
Yes, it's been fun. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
Please remember to check us out on all these socials.
Yes, you can follow me personally at eternal.lid.
And you can follow me at lee.ahh5.
You can follow us at As We Go, the podcast.
Yes, and it's the same on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music.
Yep.
So yeah, check us out. Give us a like. You know, we asked you a few times to leave a comment below, so leave those comments plus more. We love to hear from you guys. And, you know, we're very grateful for you guys listening. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.